Hey, welcome back. It's getting close. So, this is Underhood of the Pontiac 6000. There was a little bit of little surface rust right in here. They took care of that. They're getting ready to blend that in. Underhood is, they've gotten all the undercoating off. They're going to touch that up with some clear, I believe, some satin. Pardon my lack of knowledge on the term, but they're going to make it look correct here underneath. Now, under the hood here, this is original here. And what's fun about this is that they remove all these clips and got everything out. And that's how it came from the factory. A little bit of just primer there and no top color. So I came up today to measure this. I just measured this and I have a perfect pattern. This is good, but it's not perfect. But it is a pattern. I have sourced the correct insulation for underneath here, and I have the pattern so I can replicate this. And what I'll do is I'll do that. Should have it in a couple days, and I can come up here, cut it, and get it ready. So all those clips there, they can put in a brand new clean version of that. I'll probably keep that as a pattern. Hey, that way, if any of you need one, just let me know. I can make measurements. Getting ready to pop this off, take care of this. Last few bolts. Here's something really cool. If you saw my, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, this is new. Well, new to this car. This is the correct piece. This was the bottom carburetor, air cleaner was bad and it was wrong, and so it was missing this part here. So we swapped it, kept the original top because the original top was nice. Also came with this and the air intake, which are now on here. I am missing this pipe here. I'll show at the end of this. I did a little Facebook post about this on some of the groups that I didn't know what I was missing on this car. And then you find out as you go through what you're missing. And I have two parts manuals for these cars, the 82 through 86 and then the 82 through 91, the final edition of this. And you just have to see it. So I'll include that in with the film here at the end of this. But I'm very close to having this. What I found was the couple of the things on here that it was missing basically wasn't allowing the engine to properly choke, so it wouldn't warm up fine. And we knew, I knew when I bought the car that you had to let it idle before you drove it, and it wasn't like a normal thing where you start the car and warm it up, which on a car like this is a good idea anyway. But what I found was that you'd have to sit there for 2-3 minutes and just step on the gas. And so this is going to alleviate that. We're going to tune up the new spark plugs and make sure everything else is okay on this car just to get it right. But I'm real excited because we're getting there, finally getting to the end of this. We'll have to put on the new tires that are here, and some other stuff, and there's going to be a few chips that they're going to fix here later on. So this car isn't going to be done for a couple weeks, and that's fine. We kind of knew that this was going to be a winter project, and right now it is warmed up from -9 yesterday to 28 degrees. So yeah, it's a winter. If it goes any warmer, everyone's going to be walking around in shorts in Pittsburgh. It's going to be 33 on Saturday. I'll probably be washing the Corvette because I drove it in kind of a salt situation the other night. So it's okay. It was above freezing, but there was residual on the roads, and it is what it is. It's a car. You drive it. I wouldn't drive this and that, but I would drive the Corvette. If that doesn't explain to you how unique I am of an individual, but there's a lot of my friends who totally understand that, and it is what it is. So I just wanted to show you. I mean, a little more progress. The paint looks basically exactly the same as when we had it. You know, they've been keeping it, you know, there's dust in here and everything like that, but they're gonna be doing some blending on the hood here. There's a couple little spots here. See, you saw these like little bits on the hood. You're gonna blend it in as best you can. This is original paint. So the original paint has come back amazing. So the only other thing they have to do as well is they're gonna, right here, there's a little bit of surface corrosion, no perforation. It was for when this was driven in the salt in Wisconsin. It went up there and hit. So that'll be an easy fix. All the door frames, door panels, everything like that is really clean. So we'll have a beautiful result. I cannot wait to do the final reveal video of this car. I mean, like, when you look at stuff like this is what's just crazy nice on this car. The trim here. The only thing that is cracked on here is these window laces here. And I think that's pretty common on these Pontiac 6000s. You know, I might swap them out. I don't know. I really don't know. But see, this in an earlier video, this has been redone here. So you have your chrome and you have your proper black accents, and you know, make sure that there might be a couple little spots where they're going to go over and touch up like the black on there, like they did on the wheels and things like that. So those parts, one away, I think. I think I'm only this tube away, because that goes, you know, right into the underside of this. Ties in right there where you see my thumb moving. And that's an 1.5 inch tube. If I can't find the original GM part, I can get that tube. We can source that from other things on there. And it's, I believe it's metal. So we'll find it. I will find it. And probably get a GM battery or a GM battery topper. You can get a battery topper that looks like a GM battery, and that should be fine for any of my need for competition. So just wanted to give you the update. It's close. It's so close. And it's probably be my last video of this before it's done. But I needed to come up here and make sure I had the right measurements, because I said I found this material is pretty you know, standard kind of stuff you can find. It problem is when you want to get a replica of it, they don't make this pattern pre-cut, so I'm gonna have to source it myself or do it myself. So I'll get the material, I'll cut it to fit, and job done. So stay tuned. Right after this, I'll show you my little handy dandy parts manual and show you that part that I'm looking for in there, and we'll be ready to roll. So thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and hang on for a little lesson in why I buy old manuals off of eBay. Hang on, see that right now. Well, okay. It's funny, before I get into showing you this, I mentioned I needed that little pipe connecting from the air cleaner assembly down to the you know, emission system on there. And I was chatting with the gentleman who's doing the bulk of the work on my car at the shop, and we're digging around because we're also reminded me that I need a smog pump for the vehicle. You know, nothing major, just a smog pump. But I think that's the last thing I needed, other than that flexible piece of, you know, 1.5 inch or, you know, pipe or flex tube. What was funny is I dug through my box. I bought every kind of piece I could find for that car, extra oxygen sensor stuff I'm not sure I'm even going to need right now, but I will have like a full-on backup of every, you know, wear-outable if that's a word, part for it. And of course, at the bottom of the box was the pipe that I needed, which actually was this tube right here. So where I got that from was one of these. This is the 82 through 86. 82 is the first year of the Pontiac 6000. 86 was effective September 85 for the 86 model year. This covered everything through 86. Now, if you know these cars, you know there were a lot of changes. They built these through 91. They didn't look completely different, but a lot of things, you had new engines, revised things, same dashboard, but a lot of the trim then went to like SE specific and STE specific. And then, even like the 6000 LE ended up with like the full rub strips like an STE would. And then you could get ones in color for the limited edition blue and red STEs and SE all-wheel drives in the last 2 years of that model. Anyway, take a look. 82 through 86, 82 through 1991, effective May 1992. So you go through here, and they're held together with bolts, for gosh sakes. Literal bolts. These are invaluable, and GM made them. I know Ford, Chrysler, everyone has these. If you have a car, I don't care what it is, an older car like this especially, look for these on eBay. There were not a lot of money. But boy, the value, when I was looking, I also have an 86 Pontiac 6000 STE that needs a lot of trim and everything like that. So this is what I did, and came up with a list of every trim part that I would need for the side trim. So if it came up, I knew what number it was. You see that? And sometimes there are duplicate numbers on there. And Y92, non-Y92. I think Y92 was the code for 6000 STE. There was also a code for 19Q in the later years. That was the black rubber trim, what you would think all of them were, except that some of these came in blue and some of them came in red for the 6000 STE and the 6000 SE in 1990. So for a car that did not seemingly change a whole heck of a lot during its lifetime, look at all these parts. And someone pointed out on my Facebook that, there was probably some parts in here that were discontinued, believe it or not. Maybe the earlier stuff for like 82s, 83s, that wouldn't be in this edition. So I have the latest edition and the one that was most common to my 85 Pontiac 6000 LE and my 86 Pontiac 6000 STE. So what I'm going to do in here is I will find the part list, and it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. And there's exploded drawings. So let me see if I can find one. I'm going to be finding it. So, okay, like for instance, you're trying to find on the 91 Pontiacs your seatbelt retention pieces. And I'm thinking 91s, these were on the doors, for instance. And what part numbers are they? What do they fit? And you can go in there and you can start finding what you need to be searching for. So remember, back in the old days, parts counter person would go through and say, oh, you need this, this, and this. Let me order them for you. It's going to cost X, Y, and Z. We can have them here this date. Today, why you need it is, what do I need? Where can I find it? Can I find it? And then, you can, with that parts number, I do not know this, but I'm assuming that those parts were GM parts for an Oldsmobile, a Pontiac, a Buick, a Chevrolet, what have you. So, like for instance, on my car, I was looking for the Underhood, the air cleaner that had a snorkel that also had a flexible, basically like a ram air thing for that carburetor. And I was able to find that, but it was not originally on a Pontiac. It came off of a Buick. It's the same engine, same piece on there, but it allowed me to find exactly what I was looking for. If you narrow down your search terms with the right code numbers, you're going to be much happier and you're going to be more efficient in your searches. But if you don't have something like this, my goodness, it's a shot in the dark. I was looking for one trim piece for it that said Pontiac, and Google how many Pontiac badges are for sale or on eBay, a thing like that. I found the part number, and I'd been looking for 2-3 months, and I decided, I broke down and I bought this edition. In 2 minutes, I kid you not, I found the part on eBay, where I had been searching multiple searches unsuccessfully for a couple weeks. So it's fun. The part that I thought I needed, I actually had. Here's the trim stuff here. So if you're looking for these kind of things, lifesaver, because, you know, look, SE here, SE all-wheel drive, SE-LE. So this is probably from the last year. Yeah, SE-LE, trim pieces, things like that. If you're restoring one of these cars, I don't know how you get by without one of these. So whether it's a Pontiac, whether it's anything on there, the right knowledge is half the battle. So take a look for one of these. Hope you have one of these. If you do, reach out. I'd like to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and get ready for something that car is going to clean up so much nicer than I ever dreamed it could. It's not a perfect car, but it's so amazing. It's so absolutely fun to have a car that ordinary and a little extraordinary now because of its age. So have a great day. Like, subscribe, communicate, have a good time this weekend. Hopefully it's warmer where you're at than where I'm at. But hey, thanks for watching.